Hi folks, we are back with some more Stahleck videos. So this is round 6 and we are going to watch a game between two undefeated players. We have Werner from Germany against Martifoz from Catalonia. Sarah is here with me as usual. Hello.
Hello.
So these are two undefeated players. They have won their first 5 games. Just in case you're wondering, we did not get every round on video so far. I'm not sure if anything exists from round 5, but if it does, we'll get it to you at some point, I guess, in the future. But we are skipping to round 6 here, and we have Targaryen Conclave on one side. I'm just discussing, I think, when exactly the conclave happens. And we have on the other side the Greyjoy Kings of Winter. Yeah, so conclave, if you're playing online, it will do it for you. But if you're playing in person, you have to decide whether you do a mulligan first, and then when you're happy to keep your hand, that's where you place the conclave cards before placing your set of cards.
So, whichever player wins this one gets to cut, right?
Yes, you need 6 wins to get in,
Yeah.
to be guaranteed. So, Martifoz, of course, is the defending champion here, having won the Stahleck Joust tournament in 2022. Actually, he's won it multiple times. He's won it twice in 2nd edition alone, and I think once in 1st edition as well. So he is the most successful player of this tournament. And of course, Werner is a very strong player in his own right.
I like the little squid guys that he has on the side.
Yeah. Yeah, so this deck is, Werner's deck is a little bit complicated to play in person, of course, as is any conclave deck, because you need to keep checking the cards you have under there. And then, of course, with Marvin in play, he allows you to marshal or play one of them each phase. And with Meister Gorman, who is also a staple in conclave decks, you can also interact with the top card of your draw deck at any point. So yeah, lots of things to consider, and you have to make sure that it doesn't get shuffled at the wrong time and stuff like that.
And Kings of Winter is -1 gold and -1 reserve on non-summer plot cards, right?
I think is it -1 reserve always, and
Yeah.
-1 gold on every non-summer plot.
Okay.
Yeah, and first snow is bound to be in there, right? We have 4 very small characters set up for Targaryen here with the King's Road, and the exact opposite on the other side, just a big Euron with the King's Road here.
Yeah, it's a bit of a gamble every time to not have any protection against Marched. I think you cannot. You can see Targaryen playing off March to the wall.
Yes, and this is Late Summer Feast. Is the plot, in case you don't recognize it, against Winter Reserves, so initiative is tied.
I will go first. Okay. So this is just giving you more gold on your future winter plots, right?
Yeah, you take the tempo hit at the beginning with Kings of Winter, playing this Winter Reserves. Gives you more gold for future rounds. Some even open with 2 copies of Winter Reserves in the first 2 rounds. They're not really doing damage. There's other plots in Winter that have 2 claim. You have stuff like Famine, you have First Snow, of course. But the start is slightly slower if you go for this one. And yeah, difficult to choke Late Summer Feast. So Meister more and more on the Targaryen side at the moment. He is always a threat to cancel the King's Roads.
Yeah, so that's Meister Muren, Viserys and advisor to the crown.
Reduce by 1. Pay 3 for Master Gorman.
And here we go. The first of the necessary pieces for the Conclave decks. Meister Gorman.
Pay 3 for Bravos.
And this is one of my favorite cards, Bravos. I always like to play it in Conclave or in Mummer's Farce even.
Yeah, and it's gonna be hard to choke as well. He would want to have, I guess, his own Meister Muren probably in there.
Yeah, 4 gold it gains. That's quite a lot. I think it's not... okay, you see Drogon as well. You don't have Meisters from every single faction here in the deck, or some just have the one copy of one Meister. So I think 4 in the opening round is probably, I'm guessing it's more than he would usually get. I think when I checked the deck list, there was maybe 2 from Greyjoy and only Malin from Night's Watch. There's 1 from Baratheon, I think, and Martell possibly.
Yeah, and this is the 7-cost Drogon that can kill 1 strength characters if he wins, right?
Yes.
The challenge in which he's attacking.
Yeah, and Werner is going first, so this is a threat that needs to be answered basically. So any reducer or something like that is marshaled is just going to die from that, and of course always a chance that the Field of Fire is played and then hits a bigger range of characters. For instance, there's two characters with cost 2.
Yeah, and then you would have to claim the Euron, right?
Yeah, that would not be nice.
How many cards in hand?
So Meister Murenmore is in play on both sides now. He can now cancel Bravos and King's Roads. Now Kings of Winter surely also plays Nothing Burns like the Cold, which at the moment would just discard Bravos.
So each Stormborn character gains renown.
Yeah.
And reaction after a winner challenges the attacking player where he's participating, I kill each character you control with strength 1 or less.
Yeah, so it's becoming a bit more common now to see the 7-cost dragons. I think after Werner played them in Stahleck actually.
Yeah, the Field of Fire was a card that not everyone believed in when it was released, but yeah, it's okay, it's strong. The thing is, the whole package is extremely expensive. Of course, you have Daenerys to cheat them in, but you have to find other ways as well. And he doesn't even need 3 dragons in play to kill absolutely everything. Just taking care of the usual claim soak can do a lot of damage anyway.
Action. Yes. Dragon has 3 heads. He gets intimidate. Okay.
So he plays dragons has 3 heads, and that gives
Any action from you?
every dragon intimidate
Action you made rock.
for Drogon, and then what?
Unopposed.
Some other traits for the other ones, but right now it's only intimidate.
Yeah,
Intimidate.
I think it's renowned for Viserion and stealth for Regal. Maybe the other way around.
That was insight.
No, renown and stealth are the other 2, I think.
Ah, okay. Yeah, but not the. He didn't play the event Field of Fire to kill everything, so I guess that's some solace for Greyjoy there. And finished the power challenge.
Yeah, collecting some early power but giving cards away. And not attacking with the Meister to threaten the agenda trigger.
Intrigue.
Yeah, going with intrigue now, and he is a Meister, so he gets agenda trigger now.
Doesn't use it. Of course, he knows the top card because of Gorman. Ooh, and hits the 7-cost Balon, the one with pillage, so that's a pretty good one.
Action. More may not do an intrigue challenge. Okay.
So here he uses Meister Mulen to stop
Your challenges.
this Meister Mulen to participate in intrigue challenge, so he initiates power and he stops Meister Gorman from being able to participate with Grey Ghost.
4 reserve for you, 5 for me. Okay, okay.
Yeah, but nothing happens from that, so that's okay. Now the reserve, of course, is choked a bit for both players here.
Confusing with bloody cross.
Although Conclave, of course, it's like having an extra hand.
Was he over reserve? Not at all, right? He played out a lot.
Looks like 4 cards in hand.
I think that was the unsmiling, what's his name that went for reserve?
Andrik, yes.
Yeah.
And what now? Second winter reserves, or is it time for first snow?
Yeah, or even nothing burns to get rid of Bravos.
Yeah, on his side he would lose Grey Ghost, which I think, yeah, that's getting rid of Bravos would be okay. The problem is now, okay, you kill Bravos, you use Meister Muren on the King's Road, for instance, but the board is already established, so you need to play first Snow or Morgulis to do the damage, and actually we have the same plots. And what's the initiative situation now? Now Greyjoy wins it.
You have less power, correct? You have
Well,
Pure
it's still
power.
tied, but yeah, he gets it from having less power, right?
so go to.
Keeps himself informed as to the top card for Meister Gorman.
I actually, when I first played Conclave, even on the Iron Throne, I didn't know how to check the top card on the site.
Yeah, and it's not just revealed, right? You have to click on the deck, so
Yeah, you have to click and...
if you don't do it, if you forget about his ability, then sucks for you, you don't know the top card. Although I think it will still prompt you for triggers if it's usable.
Yeah, if you have something like healing expertise, it will give you the interrupt.
Okay, so it's going to use King's Road first, and Murmur stops that, but then the Bravos is free, of course, and that's even more gold.
Yeah, maybe you should have gone for Bravos. Right.
Yeah, I mean Bravos is gold and King's Road is a reduction, but yeah, it's still worth more, so probably.
4 more. That's the moment. Okay.
And here we go, that's the other piece, and now actually first snow is not looking so good because Drogon is there with Marvin and Gorman. All unprotected though, but there are saves available that you do not see in play, because healing expertise of course can be in hand, and it can be in the Conclave now. If Marvin is not blanked, you can play that against Morgulis pretty well from the Conclave.
Yeah, but of course, on the Greyjoy side, you can have reason and...
And And the gold has worked out even to play. Ah, not that one, the other one. Fair enough. That's Viserion, and he comes in duped. Yeah, so now it's a problem. Now it's a huge problem here for Martifoz, because not only is he losing on the board state because the dragons are so big and so tough to defend against, one of them is protected, and yes, you kind of have to
There's another
assume.
save.
Yeah, you have to assume that there could be another save. Reset is not going to do that much. Yeah, Viserion is really difficult to defend. Gives everyone -2 strength basically, so he's a dominant character, and we saw that he actually has Regal as well.
Yeah.
He stands other dragons, so that's if all three are in play, that's a handful, and probably in this matchup there won't be any Duharis played. And Greyjoy plays the what's it called, Dagmer, the new one, the one that doesn't die easily, so you can, if he dies, you can get him back into play through shadows from the dead pile. He has stealth as well by default.
Health and pillage, I think.
Yes. You can give himself some King's Roads with Euron. Bravos he could also steal at some point, but he's just getting the 1 gold from it. And if there's nothing to stop this, that's the Maester gone now, I think. Yeah. Yeah, does he have to worry about anything is the question.
You can see there's Dracarys in the Conclave.
He's doing his challenges. He has to, of course there's stealth and there's Grey Ghost, so even with the big dragons, not guaranteed to be able to defend. Question is what are the threats, so there's 1 gold there for We Do Not Sow. Not enough for Bloody Cup, which actually I don't think is even in the deck. Okay, you're unhappy to defend this. Just checking what location he's going to take. You do know with Gorman what Euron is going to pillage. Yeah, but doesn't want him to take the King's Road. So Nightmares is played. So just wins on defense. He's giving a lot of cards away for Light Summer Fist.
Wins a power challenge with Maester Mjolnir, so he is going to trigger the Conclave now.
Okay, did you see what he took?
I can see.
There was a Dracarys in there. I don't think he took that. So, yeah, with Gorman and Marvin, it's an interesting situation. So you kind of have access to the top card anyway. So you have to kind of manipulate whether you want the top card to be a non-Tyrell one or not, and what are you planning to actually draw in your proper hand.
Yeah, and also you have this, I think in the deck you have these events that put a card into play and the plot that puts a card into play. Here to serve? No.
Called into
Call into
service.
service. Yeah.
And sometimes, of course, the Conclave cards are safer than the actual hand.
Especially against Greyjoy with all the pillage. So You can also consider what's on the top.
So that's Dracarys sprite from the Conclave. Brings his strength to 0, but goes back to
Reactions.
1 with Reason.
And
Davos is
plays
gone.
Burns and Bravos.
Yeah, but the problem is now that Viserys is going to take that Reason away, of course. So the +1 strength
Yeah.
is also gone, and Dracarys will now kill him because he's back to 0. Of course, he can be marshaled again into shadows, as we know. But yeah, it's another hit.
And Martifoz was very excited about this tricks that Werner has.
Yeah, I think he appreciates
Yeah.
this creative stuff. He's a good sport here. The game is not going his way. I mean, he has some of the stuff that he likes. So he has Euron, he has some Econ, and he's drawn from late Summer Fist. So his side is not a disaster, but the opponent's side is going to be tough to reset at this point. That's the problem.
How do you now try with Morgulis?
Have to gamble that there are no other saves, and yeah, Werner thinking probably that Morgulis is an option, and outwits it. Outwit is not going to stop First Snow because it only works on when revealed. So maybe he did not have a healing expertise. And of course he doesn't have Meister Kerwin, which also is a staple in Conclave decks. Great Kraken's alright, but what he really needs is characters. Choose the reader back, his Shadow 4.
That's it for me.
Not the reader, Dagmar.
Yeah.
Not much gold now. So can play that Traeger that he had. With Bravos he would be slightly better, well, a lot better. But that's gone.
Yeah, I was thinking that maybe he was setting up something that he would want to play with here to serve, but seems not.
Finds a dupe.
And now this one's duped as well, so
Yeah.
it's going to be.
And he's marshaled the Targaryen loyalist from as the top card with Gorman's ability. Usually when people marshal Chads into First Snow, it's kind of a misplay when they forget, but here just I guess wanted to get rid of that card and wanted to put something else on top that maybe would be theoretically usable in the challenges phase. I think it's blind now. I don't think he knows what the top card is.
Well, he does know it, he can just check.
Yeah, of course, he does now, but didn't have anything set up for that, I think.
And probably, I mean, the only other direct card would be a dupe for Mr. Gorman, right? There's
Pretty
nothing else
sure,
you
yes.
can put in.
Really
Master
the worst,
what's his name?
yeah, the worst card, the worst faction to play this Gorman in is Tyrell, I guess, Targaryen Conclave, where he doesn't interact with practically all of your deck, but he does have other stuff. He has Old Town there, which is like 100% guaranteed.
This 2019 Stahleck playmat is really beautiful. The stained glass one that Werner has.
Yeah, it's alright. So did he just play another reason on Euron?
Yeah, there was a military challenge and plays reason.
So
Doesn't
doesn't want to take the dupe. So still thinking that the only way, I guess, to turn around the game is to have a good Morgulis at some point.
Yeah, and if you have both Reason and Dupe, you might as well use Reason, right? Because you give extra strength, I guess.
Yes, of course, and Reason is not guaranteed.
Mm-hmm.
Don't want it on the Morgulis turn. So the power is creeping up.
Free change action.
Not me.
Okay, so don't fight.
No.
So yeah, that was a power challenge with Viserion, right? And
So my reserve
that
is
was now Dominance already?
I have to discard some cards.
And now surely we are way over reserve.
Yeah. So what would be the reserve for Outwit by default?
No idea. Must be 5, I think.
Yeah, I can't quite tell, but it would then be 4 with Kings of Winter. So a lot of cards have to go away now.
So 4, right?
4, yeah. Reserve 4.
Yeah, I've been there before. Where you basically have to choose the few cards that you are going to keep rather than everything that you are throwing away.
So what's that?
I played against Greyjoy Winter in one of the online worlds when I opened Late Summer Feast, and there was a Hoto Ham back in play, and I went for something like 9 cards to 3 immediately, 6 gone.
So I can't quite tell what's all the cards that he discarded for reserve, but I think Viserys was one of them. And is that off to Galtown?
Yes. And now Morgulis, we go into False Spring, and the plot for Werner is you win or you die.
So I now have to show you 3 cards and you choose
So
one.
he
So
gets the
goes
extra cards
first.
first.
And chooses his cards here to go first. Makes sense. So with Force Spring you have to select 3 and an opponent chooses to discard 1.
Yes. May discard 1, so in case you had 3 Missandei, opponent could choose not to discard 3.
And what's the event that's on the left?
That's I think that's healing expertise.
Yeah, I think so. And there's Mulin and Regal.
Yes, and he at the moment with the gold cannot quite be played.
Yeah. Although there's another... no, not even if it's King's Road. Because you don't now get only 4 gold from the Kings of Winter and...
I have action.
Okay, so he uses his King's Road before he can marshal Meister Murmur, I guess.
Yeah, makes sense.
Okay.
Reduce. Reduce.
And there he is.
Over to you.
5 to reduce.
Yep.
Yeah, so it's interesting. if I played against the big dragons, you would almost expect that you don't have the Harris because they're so valuable to put in the Harris. Dracarys, because they're so valuable to put into the challenge, right? But
So it's 4.
yeah.
Yeah, I think, is there only one? I think there's only one in the deck. You can,
Could be not
you get the
completely
extra
sure.
cards with Conclave and yeah, just solve some problems. So, guess consuming flames would be more usual for decks that don't have dragons to spend.
And the big Balon comes in. So there's plenty now in the discard pile that can be put into play.
Yeah, and there's the Meister Marlin actually. He
Yeah,
discarded for Foil Spring. I guess that was part of his thought process there for Foil Spring, which card he wants in the discard pile to take potentially. And Eric comes in. And the save, so... however, this one is can be killed by Drogon.
Questions?
yes. And so can
Villain?
the reducer. But now I think you can just take Mr. Mulin and block him from participating in a military challenge.
Yeah, he has no other icon, and off to Galtown was discarded. So he would work on any challenge type, right? Drogon, I think. So if you did give him icons, just burn stuff on the Intrigue challenge, for instance.
Yeah, your Meister Mulin dies as well, but he's probably one copy, right?
Yes, I think so.
Thinking about an action.
Hopefully you can
So,
you can hear some of the original audio here as well while we are silent.
is there a way for Werner to win? The event would give them now renown. The dragons. But if Drogon can't participate, it's a bit wasted.
Yeah. Doesn't quite work out. I don't think that's even the plan really in this deck. I guess Intimidate seems like it's more valuable because with Daenerys sometimes they jump a little bit. So they're not expected to just stay in play all the time.
So this is now a power challenge, and it's 12 strength, but everything would get -1. So
Yeah, -2 even.
oh, -2. Okay.
Including Marvin on his own side. He's there, I think, to do the conclave.
So Marvin also gets -1, so it's 11 strength.
-2.
It's sorry, 2. So every non-dragon then gets -2.
Yes, non-dragon
Or how
and
does it work?
I think non-Stormborn is the text. Non-dragon, non-Stormborn character. And it's to claim, of course, with the winner die. copies of what is the Torquemont River?
Yeah.
Now, is there any way to come back? I guess, I mean, you're giving power away if you get it onto your faction card, but really it's 13-0 here, so... Okay, Baron.
So
with his
he
stealth.
has Baron with stealth and draws a card for unopposed.
Flame. Now. Nothing more in challenges. Do you have actions or challenges? This goes back to your deck.
Okay.
You know the deck?
Master
or-
is
no,
shuffled.
shuffle.
Yeah, so there was a Conclave trigger, right? I think Werner forgot about the shuffle here.
You have 13 yet.
Maybe his plan was to put the top card
Well,
into the Conclave rather than the other way around, not sure.
Yeah, I mean, should have been pillage as well, right? So,
Yeah, that's optional though.
So I have to discard my hand because I have -1.
Yeah, you don't know, maybe he put one on there as kind of an anti-pillage. One that, you know, can't really be used against you. Well, either way, it's shuffled now. 13-3, big dragons in play. So, I think there is no way back really. You have to play Morgulis and see what happens for you. Likely nothing good, but you have to try, I think.
yeah, so it would be Balon and Euron against the two big dragons, and there's potentially more saves on either side.
Who's going
Here we
first?
go, and what's that plot?
Yeah, you can decide.
That was
Is that the called into service?
Reveal the top card.
Yes, according to service plate. So he set something up, then got shuffled. Of course, he knows. Does he know? Yeah, he still has Gorman, but he loses initiative. And yeah, Maester Crescent gets put into play before he can, before Morgulis, so that he gets killed with all the rest. Now this is risky. I had a game with Targaryen Conclave a while back when I set up a dupe intentionally, expecting Morgulis. My opponent chose my plot to go first, and I put a dupe in. And
Yeah.
then, you know what happened? The next card that got revealed for Maester Gorman was healing expertise. No, was it a hand's judgment to cancel reason or something like that? It was, which I did not set up, just a complete fluke. So that felt nice, getting some luck for once.
Yeah, and another thing you could also set up is, I guess, Mr. Kervin as well, right? Save.
Yeah, you could.
Yeah, but here you didn't really set up anything because it got shuffled, so...
Yes, but he did know before revealing the plot because of Maester Gorman, so... So now what? Can Greyjoy Winter come back from here? No claim, so we would need to just survive the round, I guess. Then try something again. Depends what comes in, of course.
Yeah, and you would need to be able to defend the power challenge, as well as then win dominance, which... Just this dragon alone is, I guess, almost winning against these two. They're at 12, so...
Yeah, but you never know with Greyjoy. I mean, there could be some kind of... Let's say there's a weak icon and there's Grey Ghost as well. You do a challenge and then Bloody Cup on Viserion or something like that. We've seen that before. Some of us have played that before.
Well, I don't think he has blood.
No, but of course the players don't. Martifoz doesn't know. Or Werner doesn't know, I should say.
Yeah,
You would
hopefully
expect it. I mean,
Martifoz knows what he's like.
Bloody Cup has been everywhere recently, with Super Duck playing a lot of Greyjoy online successfully, and Hero from China. They Bloody Cup
Yeah,
like
they always
crazy.
have. They always have bloody cups.
No challenges?
Not in winter, even just in regular filthy.
10 of the 4 dice.
And in Banner
Yeah, the
Kraken,
one time.
Banner Kraken, Targaryen Kraken we've seen with Bloody Cups. I mean, phew, what can you do against that?
And in Knights of Kraken there is also a Bloody Cup.
Yeah.
Fun.
Non-loyal and no condition apart from just winning unopposed. So he's checking the bail on pile. We can call it that.
Yeah, it's a pretty big pile. You have one dragon in or no?
I think there's a Regal in there,
I-
yeah.
Yeah, I think there's a Regal.
Okay, so just to let you know,
Although-
the video is about to end pretty abruptly, and we're not going to give extra work to Francesco, who has been doing a lot of great editing for these Stahleck videos. So it is 14 and no way to stop dominance now, and no claim. So Werner is going to get to 15 here. We'll see a handshake in a second. So thank you all for watching, and we'll be back with other videos shortly.